I'm going to say something that's going to make some people very uncomfortable. Claressa Shields is the most dominant female boxer of our lifetime. And she just signed a deal that looks like she's a struggling rapper. Now listen, Claressa's boyfriend and Remy's husband, yes, we're talking about Pap. He is definitely the one that's brokering these deals. And before anyone gets it twisted, let's just keep it real. He's a talented rapper, but he never exactly became a mogul. He couldn't even secure a top-tier deal for Remy Ma without Fat Joe and the Terror Squad floating her career. Now he's almost 50 and he's out here getting Claressa a deal that looks like she's a rapper with a bad record contract. Welcome back to the Vibers, the Blue Heart Gang, and if you're just getting here for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click those notification bells so that you can know every time I go live or when I do another upload, because now we are in a relationship and yeah, we got to get into this bullshit. Welcome back, y'all. It is your favorite formerly banned YouTuber, Nylah Says, and we are back with another video. Let's get into this mess.
I'm getting both my 1 millions. I was supposed to get both Olympic gold medals. And then I have 19 world championships, 4 undisputed titles, and 5 different divisions. There's a lot of math and stuff going on here, but I feel like I'm finally getting my just due, and I can, and this would not have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and went, yeah.
All right, boo. So let's talk about this Claressa Shields deal. We're going to break it down from top to bottom. And we're going to look at who is actually really benefiting and who needs her to have this deal. And then you can make your own decision on whether you think that this is a good thing or not. Because people are calling this a win. Maybe I'm calling it context dependent. Because she's signed to a record label, which I know most of us understand not signed to a boxing promoter. A music label. Baby, and that matters. Especially if she's going to be crediting Remy's husband, you know, her man. And we all know that based on her behavior, especially currently, she definitely needs some people that actually care about her to be helping her with these decisions. And I'm not sure if Pap is that person. And not to shit on him, because he definitely lyrically has done his thing. No one can take that away from him, his impact on hip hop. But let's be honest. Him being over Remy's career was not a thing. He very well may have penned some of the best bars for her, but Remy is who she is because of Fat Joe and the Terror Squad. Yes, I know he held her down while she was locked up, but Remy has already revealed that he held her down with the money that she was getting, the royalties, the residual income that was set up for her through her work through the Terror Squad. Papoose has never even been able to lift himself up and put himself on like that, or even the mother of the golden child, his wife. What makes Claressa Shields, the boxer, think that he can do it for her? This is why we got to break this deal down, and I don't see nobody doing it. Check it out. Let's get into what Ren Records is actually doing for Claressa Shields. Despite the name of the company, this functions more like management than a traditional boxing promoter. That should usually mean is that they're supposed to be giving her career advice, negotiating on her behalf, possibly controlling her branding, her appearances, you know, cross-industry moves through, you know, music, media, endorsements, and all that shit. And sometimes taking a management percentage, which could be between 10 and 20%, and that's very common. The key issues is that Win Records is not a major sports management powerhouse with decades of boxing leverage, and that matters. Essentially, Win Records is kind of serving as a management team for her. Just like how Pap is kind of serving as her manager, that's the management team, okay? So another layer of people that are in her pockets. Now, Salida Promotions, this is the actual boxing promoter in the traditional sense. So their role is to secure the fights, work with broadcasters, you know, like HBO, ESPN, and all this kind of stuff. They handle all the event logistics. They put together the cards, and they sell the fight to the networks. Think of Salida as the broker and event architect. So essentially, they're going to pitch Claressa to the networks, structure her purses, and package the product, which would be the opponent, the undercard, the venue, and the broadcasts. They are not supposed to manage her life or her long-term brand. Something like HBO, that is the network, right? They would buy the event, pay the license fee, and air the fight. So basically, let's think about this. She's got a lot of middle layers. So when you stack management, promoter, broker TV deals, and all that, the fighter's net worth kind of shrinks pretty fast unless someone at the top is a shark. Top tier fighters have sports-specific management, or they self-manage with a boxing attorney, or they cut direct promotional deals with less hands in the pot. Claressa is undisputed, historically dominant, but the risk is this. If Win Records acts as her manager without the elite boxing negotiation experience, and Salida is brokering deals conservatively, then Claressa ends up overworked, underpaid, and overexposed. That's how you get like a lot of big visibility, little checks, and a long-term regret. That's how you get people who are mad at the industry for the rest of their lives, and they're talking about how they built something. Y'all might not be old enough, but you remember how like Little Richard would always announce an award and he would get up there and say, you know, and the winner is me. I built this shit. That's how you get that kind of anger. She has basically a 1960s music deal, like back in the day, how black people would make music, but they couldn't really make the money even though they were everywhere. That's basically what she got. Let's talk money, because numbers don't lie, but people do. The contract is reported at around $8 million, and she got the sign-on bonus of $3 million. Yeah, it sounds good, especially to me, because I ain't got no $8 million contract. But let's talk about it. Once you realize that Floyd Mayweather made that $8 million before the bell rang, or that Canelo makes that just for showing up. So we can be honest and say that that is not champ money. That's literally chump change. And I'm sorry, but how can you be undisputed and a chump at the same damn time? What's key about Claressa is her dominance, right? And so just think about it. Name one dominant male boxer signed to a record label. I'll wait. You can't. You just can't. Because boxing money comes from pay-per-view, gates, promoters, and broadcasters, not streaming platforms. So, baby, what this deal really says is women boxing still doesn't know how to pay dominance. This is a backdoor deal, not a front door one. And listen, this doesn't make her dumb, because obviously there's something wrong there anyway. But what it does is make Pap full of shit, and it makes him the dumb one. The whole reason why Pap never went mainstream, allegedly in his own words, was something to the effect of him wanting to maintain his brand, not sell out, and all this kind of stuff. But you got your girl sitting at the table with small hats making deals that really only benefit you, because let's be honest, Pap could never make that kind of money in the industry without Claressa. But now we got to talk the long game. Baby, boxing ends, but branding doesn't. Corporate sponsors don't care who started it. They care who looks predictable. These are things that she was supposed to pick up from Layla Ali as she was trying to groom her and teach her the game. But she just would not pick up what Layla was putting down. And because of her narc tendencies, she shut it down and minimized it to envy, which was just really pathetic. You gotta think about it. Claressa spends a lot of time constantly arguing online, clapping back, going nuclear in comment sections, and brands don't see that as a win. Yeah, it's good entertainment for me and for you, but brands see risk. So is this a win? Short term? Hell yeah. But long term, that depends a lot on discipline. And we know that she's lacking with the emotional intelligence, because legacy money moves a lot differently than what Claressa has been encouraged to move. So let's elevate this conversation for a moment, because once you look at this structurally, the imbalance becomes impossible to ignore. If you go to Win Records' website right now, they have exactly one athlete, Claressa Shields. And we're not talking about just an athlete. Claressa Shields is the most decorated, undisputed boxer of all time, regardless of gender. Now let's look at the rest of the roster. 3 unknown rappers and 1 very talented but Grammy-less, commercially undecorated rapper, Papoose. So structurally, what's happening here is very simple. This company is now being floated on the back of Claressa Shields. She is the visibility. That's why they don't mind the crash outs. No one would ever be talking about Win Records if it was not for Claressa Shields. So that makes her the credibility. She is the ticket. Now let's talk incentives, because incentives tell the truth. Papoose is not bringing money into this label. No sold out tours, no chart dominance, no commercial leverage. But what he has done is he has secured the biggest asset this company has ever touched, which means his value just went up, his relevance just went up, and his leverage just went up. He gets a commission. The label gets visibility. And Claressa, she just becomes the engine. And notice something else. We haven't seen this much Papoose in headlines in over a decade. Because her public crash outs are literally eroding her social capital. But his is increasing. He's getting booked. He's getting interviews. He's getting a second look. And now he can position himself as someone artists should go through if they're desperate for a deal. And all he has to do is use Claressa's experience as proof of this concept. Baby, all of this while being a married man who hasn't even filed a legal separation. So let's be very clear about what that means. He is increasing the net value of his legal family while leveraging Claressa's prime. Now, here's a part that people don't want to consider, because boxing is unforgiving, honey. If Claressa gets injured, if she cannot perform, or if she steps away to have this child that she keeps saying that she plans to have, the world will not be gentle with her. Baby, she won't be remembered as the most dominant boxer of all time. Muffin, she will be remembered. She will be reframed. She will become the crash outside chick who ran up a bag and then lost it. Papoose, baby, he still has his talent. He still has his credibility as a rapper. And he can put this deal on his resume as the man who brokered a historic signing. That's the asymmetry, honey. So when people ask me who this deal really benefits, the answer isn't emotional, honey. It's structural. It's just facts. Because she's carrying more than a career. She's carrying everybody. So what I wanted to make clear, very, very clear, as far as the business is, brands do not invest in chaos, okay? Again, predictability is what they invest in. That's why Nylah has scored several multi-million-dollar deals since she's been retired. And that's why seeing these public crash outs that Claressa is doing, these online fights with content creators, they're very loud, very permanent digital footprints. We're seeing a taunting of a woman her boyfriend is still legally married to. We are seeing her talking about having children before a divorce is even finalized. That's not power. This is a whole bunch of just a whole bunch of energy that's just not making her look good. And here's a part that no one wants to talk about. Boxing is not forever. Again, I keep driving this point home. One injury, one bad fight, one pregnancy, and everything changes. So the question becomes, who does she fall back on? Because right now she's flexing six-figure jewelry, high-end designer, luxury, everything.
Yeah, I went and spent a good 90K on my wrist, and then I got a good 60K in my hand. You feel me? Yeah. This that fight money.
This fight money.
Fight for real. Yeah, knock him out, Debo. She Debo. Yeah, a little 90K on them. Match the shoes.
Stop playing with him. Stop playing.
You play with me. Hello? Yeah, no.
Who you talking to, champ?
Nobody important.
Because right now she's flexing six-figure jewelry, high-end designer, luxury, everything. But we also know how the internet works. The same people cheering her today will be the first one asking tomorrow. But where did your money go? For the people that are trying to compare her to Mayweather, you know how he likes to flex money and all this stuff? Baby, that don't even make no sense. Floyd was earning hundreds of millions. Claressa is not. There is a massive disparity in income, leverage, and lifetime earnings. And if we're being honest, even Floyd might be learning the hard way that endless flexing has consequences. Because when you go from private jets and nine-figure flights to doing Fashion Nova ads, That's telling a story. Shade. Yeah, so going on with that weird stuff, talking about somebody is shaming or hating her. This is not hating or shaming. This is about strategy. And right now, the strategy is loud, but it's not sustainable. See, greatness, it kind of needs a little restraint sometime, and legacy needs silence. But brands need someone who won't embarrass them 6 months from now.
I told y'all. Just wait till my hair gets into my back. I ain't gonna, you know what? Just give me 3 more months. Because my gonna grow on y'all. I'm out here wearing fake Van Cleef. I got the Van Cleef. I got the Hall of Fame. I got the real Louis. Like, come on. Of course you're upset. Of course you're mad. Of course you're gonna lie. Of course. Why do you keep expecting people to play it fair with you? They gotta lie on you. Duh. Girl, look how fine. Champ, ain't nobody told you to be that. You girl, stop. But been drinking my water, sipping my tea, minding my business, eating my vegetables, eating my grilled chicken in that boutique, baby.
And mind you, she wants to be a role model. She wants you to send your daughters to her camp, and she wants to work with little girls. So what are we going to be teaching these little girls? How to be proper side chicks, how to floss on the gram. Like, what are we doing here? But anyway, I would love to hear you all's opinion about this entire situation. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. And if you like my commentary, please click like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like it, you can still like, you can still comment, you can still subscribe, because you're bound to return and find something that will entertain you or be of intellectual benefit. Do not forget to hype this video. We are literally sitting at top 84 for one of my other videos on YouTube. Help your girl out a bit. Hype the video. Now, girl, you know we don't gatekeep over here. Get yourself over to LanoShopping55.com right now. And I mean now. Look at this price point for this cute outfit. Have we not been looking for a shop that, number one, is owned by a Black woman, but number two, actually has cute and affordable clothing? Yes, look no further. Honey, I was so shocked when one of our Vibers showed us the website. I was like, yo, how come we don't know about this stuff? But look, I'm putting you on, check it out. And when I tell you there is not a piece on there that I would not rock or buy for someone else. And the prices are amazing. The fashions are right on point. And what I really love about her shop is how inclusive it is. And when I say that, this is what I mean. You know how like all the sexy clothes are usually for the skinny chicks? Not on Lano Shop, honey. On LanoShopping55.com, even the plus size baddies get good looking gear. And the price is still right. Make sure you guys head over there because listen, free shipping on orders over $50. And honey, you're gonna wanna spend more than $50. And you can actually get on the email list for an additional percentage off of your order. You cannot beat it. Baby, look at those jeans. I cannot wait to put these hips in those jeans. Head over there. Let me know what you guys think about it. LanoShopping55.com. There will be a link pinned in the comment section.